The PGA Tour and the European Tour agreeing to partner with Saudi-financed LIV Golf. It's been a contentious year between the two groups. As part of this deal, each tour will drop lawsuits against the others. Already, this news is not sitting very well with vocal critics of Saudi Arabia as well as many golf fans. So joining us now is John Nucci, attorney and sports law columnist. John, thank you so much for your time. How big of a stunner is this? Because the PGA commissioner is now saying this deal will benefit the sport after once saying playing in LIV events would warrant an apology. Did anyone see this coming?
Thank you for having me. No, certainly no one saw this coming. There are players all over Twitter that are angry. They found out the news at the same time as all of us. There are reports that Rory McIlroy and Greg Norman, who are two key players on both sides of this dispute, were informed just seconds before the announcement was the merger was announced on TV. I know that the framework for this deal was put together over the course of a couple of months of meetings, but this is kind of an absolute stunner of announcement. I think it took nearly everybody in the golf industry by surprise, with the exception of maybe 3 to 5 individuals, but not many people saw this coming, no.
Yeah, 3 to 5 is not a lot when you look at the entire world of golf. And John, you know, it's no secret that LIV is Saudi-backed, but how does that impact potentially the sport moving forward? Because, you know, as we know, there were players who specifically would not play in LIV tournaments.
Yeah, correct. That's, I think, the $3 billion question here. The announcement, unfortunately, has offered very little actual detail on the future shape of the sport. I know at least through 2023, the existing schedule is going to stay as is. There was mention that LIV's team format might stay in some capacity, but that hasn't been very popular. There's a chance they operate 2 tours, but again, everything is kind of light on details at this point. Unfortunately, we simply do not know how this is going to shake out, or many details beyond the structure or the game of what events will look like in 2024. It is pretty interesting. I saw a report that they actually hadn't planned on making this announcement today, and then there were news that it was going to leak. So that is very likely maybe why the announcement was so light on details. So the impact on the sport moving forward, we're not sure until we get some clarity on what the actual schedule and what the format and what the events are going to look like.
I mean, and John, last question for you. I mean, what do you think this means down the road? I mean, is this really potentially just the tip of the iceberg? Because we know Saudi has investments in soccer. They are also eyeing investments in cricket, tennis, esports. I mean, is this really just inevitable?
You know, it seems like it at this point. They've come out and said that those investments are intended to make the kingdom diversified, less dependent on oil. I think on the flip side, people have argued that these investments are just an effort to engage in sports washing. I wish I was smart enough to know what the truth is, but yeah, they're on the verge of paying almost $1 billion for just 3 soccer players. I know the NBA just changed its rules 6 months ago to allow for minority investment by sovereign wealth funds like PIF. So they are certainly on a spending spree right now, and it could just be the tip of the iceberg, yes.
We will certainly see what happens. Attorney and sports law columnist John Nucci, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.